Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 163. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by Ryan Sinitsky and Jana. Oh my god, the OBS is backward. It's messing with my head. How are you
I don't know what
guys?
to do with my hands. I can see myself in video again.
So we're actually using the video, which we've had the capability to do the last couple weeks, but we haven't actually done it. So, hi.
Hello there.
Yeah,
I
think we've
apologize
done
for
it
my
because
phone
we're
going
just
off.
a mess.
Yeah,
Well,
everything
usually
is still
am.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, we've had like weird setups going on for how we're actually doing this. I have a beer because I took Jana to Good Karma to have her oil changed because God knows every small business needs as much money as you can give them. And while we were there, I spent money at Able
Aha.
Beer, Able Seed House and Brewery, and I got the Shapes and Sizes Hazy IPA, which is, as we all know, an IPA that doesn't taste like battery acid.
That one is actually pretty good, yep.
And so they have a version 2 and a version 3, and the guy was in great detail describing the different hop profiles, and I couldn't care. So I decided to buy them both. So I'll be trying both of them. Maybe it's a crowler, so I don't know if I'm gonna drink all this in one podcast episode. So you might have to wait till episode 166 or something for version 3.
I was gonna say, you said you had a couple different beers, right? One for each podcast episode.
Well, I had version 2 and version 3, and now
Oh,
that
I
I'm looking
gotcha.
at it, it's a crowler. So
Might just be version 2.
Yeah, we're gonna be version 2 will be a 63 and 64, and then version 3 will be 65 and 66. Anyway, I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. There we go. I have no idea how good that sounded. But
Well,
here we are.
your headset is actually pretty good at isolating sounds that are not your mouth hole. So we didn't hear much, but it wasn't terrible.
Oh my god, it's so delicious.
Anyway, I've got a hams in a Carbitrage Podcast koozie. This is the
This
Patreon
fit.
patron version of the koozie, which is full color, nice dark blue. If you want one of these bad boys, head on over to patreon.com/Carbitrage and get yourself one of these things. If you're not, we still have koozies for you, but they're shittier.
But they're shittier. Do you have the koozie on the video? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why. I was just watching a video of you petting your cat and assumed this was it. Oh yeah, it looks great. That looks really great. So, anyway, I got a new chair.
You did.
Yeah. Do you remember how my chair, like,
It didn't explode the last time we were doing a podcast.
It pretty much exploded last episode. So what I've done here, I'm actually going to get up so you can see what I've made. Mind the trash can you might
That's
see.
a prelude seat. Oh yeah, that's a 4th gen prelude seat.
BA4 prelude seat. I got it originally for my CRX because I bought it at night and did not notice it was brown. I thought it was black, and I paid for a black seat and I got a brown seat. But
I bought a pair of those out of a junkyard once for a chump car, and we didn't end up using them, but they were perfect condition. They were black gray. I paid $19 a piece for them.
These are the best seats.
They were
in the
super
world.
great. I sat in
love
every
these
seat in that U-Pull yard until I found something decent, and that was the only decent pair of seats. So I know just how good they are.
Yeah, back in the 80s and through the 90s, actually, I'm not sure if they're still doing it now, but Honda used to use Recaro as their factory seat. So these are actually technically Recaros, and that's why they're so endlessly comfortable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I made a bracket. It is a 15 by 20 inch piece of plywood, which I will be upgrading immediately to hardwood because this thing's already beginning to crack.
Well, you can get hardwood plywood.
Yeah, this one's not though. This is just some plywood. I had to make it like quickly because I was sick of sitting in the like makeshift chair I had because I was having to type like this. And yeah, so I made that. I got a couple little like 1 inch by 3 inch little blocks that I made to get to where the seat rails bolt in, and I just made one 15 by 1 inch block on the left side, and it works really well. It's super comfy. And I literally sit in this chair for 10 to 15 hours a day. And
well, right now, yeah.
Because like I'm working from this chair. This is super comfy. I've never had a chair this comfy.
I've got one from Office Depot, and it's pretty good.
Good. Yeah, it's very good. Anyway, so I guess we should start the show. Jana, you're sitting on your bed, right?
Yeah. Just
You have a new comforter,
I
correct?
do have new sheets in
She
it.
did get a new
comforter.
comforter. So, now we've talked about our chairs. Let's move on to topics.
Okay, I guess if we have to do
So,
the thing that we do.
yeah, I know, right? The reason people are here, well, I mean, you were probably wondering what happened to my chair. It's I screamed like a girl and swore a lot.
The question is vague, Ryan. Really.
So, my question for you, actually, Eric,
Okay.
is why don't you sell your house and buy a Tesla Model S wagon? Because Electric says it's $200,000, which may or may not be complete bullshit.
Because in my house, I have a garage, and that has a wagon in it already.
But it's not a green Tesla with a beige interior.
It is not. I have a gray Tesla with a white interior outside, and a black wagon with a black interior in the garage, which is not a Tesla.
Well, anyway, this Tesla wagon looks wonderful. And if you want to spend $200,000 on a wagon, this is probably the best one to get for $200,000.
I remember
the only other...
the company that actually coach built the one-off for this did it 5 years ago, and
It's
now
for sale now.
So it probably is actually the same car.
I think it is, yeah. It's for sale for $203,000 for a coach-built Tesla Model S wagon.
I mean, that's...
However, it does have a rear-facing third row.
Well, so does the Tesla Model S sedan.
But I know, but I'm saying, if you're going to spend $200,000 on a wagon, you can get a rear-facing third row in this, or you can get no third row and a Aston Martin Legando, which is another wagon. I could think that'd be that price.
This is pretty good value because, I mean, keep in mind the Model S is all aluminum, so building something in aluminum is ridiculously difficult.
They made it look properly good.
It does look very good. I don't have...
I like how they widened the chrome strip that goes along the top of the window, and that towards the rear, so you don't have this huge giant space of
it's very tasteful.
Gross paint. I like how the little spoiler that goes over the rear window, that's molded into the chrome piece. It looks great. This is actually this is why you pay for coach building. Also, pre-war Ryan loves the fact that people are coach building Teslas. This is everything I've ever wanted in life. So this would be a lot better if it was a Porto body work, because then it'd be all Art Deco looking.
Just so you know, I did go through and actually put the Tesla on the screen. It was a little tough with window capture.
I see it. I'm watching it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I have the Twitch stream directly below the webcam, so I'm not looking off this, and you see the profile of my nose. You'll actually see me looking at you. Yeah. So
Aww.
I'm keeping this all in mind as I'm doing this. So, speaking of Tesla, Jana, would you to talk about your Tesla news?
Well, so we all know at this point that my brain has not been working. Elon Musk had a son with Grimes, and as soon as I found out about this, I did so much research. I think I said that I was going to bed, and I didn't go to bed for another 3 hours because I was like, what is going on? Because first I found out he had a son, and I was like, okay. And then I saw a press release of his son's name, and I did not believe it. Through my research, it has been confirmed that this is his name, and it's X Ash, the symbol Ash, as in the A next to the E.
Oh, okay.
Like the Asher, the gods, Norwegian gods, Asher.
God, I didn't know that even had a name.
A-12.
You can legally put a dash in a name.
Yes, you legally cannot. In California, this couldn't be his legal name. So I don't know how they legally his name is, but they are referring to him as X Ash A-12, and the A-12 is literally referring to the airplane.
What?
How much mushroom is he just shoveling into his mouth as he does things? I don't know,
but like...
Oh, that is a cool-looking airplane.
Even Grimes described it as their favorite airplane, and I'm just like...
Is his baby mama's name Grimes?
Yes, she is an artist.
Oh,
yeah, the artist Grimes.
Apparently, Frank Grimes from The Simpsons.
This is actually really cool. I did not know this, and now I suddenly approve of this name. The A-12 is the CIA's version of the SR-71 Blackbird.
Ah,
so that's pretty cool. I would name my kid after that airplane. Why didn't you just name
a Blackbird? Not happening.
Name him the A-10 Warthog. Call it good.
Actually, maybe his nickname can be Oxcart, because that's what they called the A-12. Was the Oxcart. And it was actually, it was faster than the SR-71. The SR-71 went 2,193 miles per hour. The A-12 Oxcart went 2,208 miles per hour.
That is a metric banana pile of miles per hour.
That's several miles per hour.
It is
also 90,000 feet was its maximum test altitude.
That's space.
Pretty cool,
isn't it? When does space technically start?
I will let you know.
Cool.
How many miles is it to space?
I love how you did miles instead of feet, though. Like, you could have actually found the answer in the correct format, and you're like, how about miles? And then I'll use Google Translate to convert it.
The general start of space is 380,000 feet.
Okay, so it wasn't even close to space. I gotcha.
Well, that's low Earth orbit. However, most satellites are at 525,000 feet. In the U.S., 264,000 miles is the start of space. The thing is, atmospheres aren't just like an on-off switch.
Well, they are if you live in Australia, and then they just turn it off.
Just outside of the environment.
Thinking outside the box, we just think outside of the ozone layer. So.
Yep.
But I mean, still 90,000 miles in the air, miles. Wow, 90,000 feet in the air is still.
Use units of measure like an American. How many burger halves is it? We will use literally anything except the metric system.
Is a
half,
or how tall is a hamburger?
It depends on the hamburger.
This is real science that we actually need to do.
Is it a smash burger?
Alright, so average a hamburger is 2.5 inches tall. So half of that would be 1 1/4 inch. So
I will stand by for this math. I need to know how many burger halves, because Europeans need to be angry with us even more than they probably already are.
12
I mean, they did name a baby after a CIA airplane.
Yeah, but people name their kids just really stupid stuff all the time. So, as Ryan is doing that, I'm going to save the ears and brains of our listeners and move on to the next topic, which is
864,000 burger halves.
Nice. So
the average height of a hamburger is 2.5 inches. I cut that to make it 1.25. So 12 divided by 1.25 was 9.6. So it's 9.6 burger halves per foot times 90,000 is 864,000. So
I'm glad that we're so autistic.
There you go.
Now you go. Now you know low Earth orbit and burger halves. Okay, so
the more you know. You come to Carbitrage for a reason, and this is why your patron patrons give us money, is to know how many halves of a burger it takes.
It must be because we digress so much that this is basically the norm. And actually,
oh my god, that wasn't low Earth orbit either.
Before,
that was just the height.
Shut up with your thing. Before I talk about this topic, I actually really briefly want to say that I don't know if it was a GL10 or if it was the Loyal, but I saw a really nice one of those on the road the other day in Minnesota.
That's awesome. And every time you see...
I was going to take a picture and send it to you, but it's just...
Every time you see an E82, it is cause for celebration.
It was. I'm like, I don't care at all. Like, the beauty is there was like a lifted pickup in front of it, and like you could see the entire pickup truck. Like, this car was so small.
They're great, and they will out-handle a pickup truck off-road, but we'll talk about that next episode.
Anyway, so the Subaru Toyota BR GT86Z sort of thing, the GR86, which I still can't tell if this is a Supra or if it's just a facelifted 86 to look like a Supra. Anyway, I don't know. But the GT86 finally gets a power bump with a detuned version of the 2.4-liter DI STI engine for next year.
That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Still a box for that?
Yep, 2.4-liter FB, I think. Is that right?
Only Subaru
Jada,
could
come up here.
try it. Only Subaru could make
almost got her.
a successor to the EJ engine and make it less reliable somehow.
Oh, the timing chain case thing.
Yeah, and then the valve springs, and then like the whole everything.
I just want to show you guys Jada real quick.
Yes.
Yes, you came up with a name.
Yeah, it wasn't the favorite, but it stuck. So here she
That's
is.
cute.
When I first saw her, I was like Luna, but then I was like, that's too.
It's still played out for kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, 1 second, with the names for your cats, I can still make fun of her name and tell people you named her after something you didn't. So I'm gonna say that you named your cat after the rapper Jadakiss.
Perfect. So I have Mahindra Modi and the rapper Jadakiss.
Yep. Hendra Modi and the rapper Jadakiss are why you have your cats named.
That's fine. But they're turning into good buddies. So I've had her.
I saw
since
that one
last
picture and I
Wednesday.
died.
I pretty much did too. She's so cute.
That is absolutely.
Modi has been my resident cat for everyone listening. He's a 3-year-old male. He's a Chonkosaurus Rex. He's been such a submissive and just a sweetheart, and she's been a little snippy, but they're getting.
That's
They're
they're getting used to each other.
Hi.
So what I was gonna say, if you didn't already have a name for your cat, I would have said you should name her Zagato the Catto.
Zagato would actually be a decent name.
For a cat, yeah.
Too bad we're in quarantine and I can't expand for names.
I know, right? And I'm not like here to like ruin your day with stupid cat names.
Yeah.
You also shouldn't name a cat Bruno.
No.
I was also way too distracted last weekend to even think of cat names. So.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why we're doing this late, and it's not a great reason, unfortunately.
Yeah,
No.
we're not gonna attack him.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to talk about a Facebook post that almost got me banned from the Obscure Cars for Sale Facebook group.
Okay.
Oh. That's my favorite group. You better
Yeah, I
not-
know, right? And I almost got banned
Yeah.
from it because I was trying to defend this wonderful little car. Let's see here. If the car is still there. The link might be dead. Oh no, did the link die?
Oh, what was the car?
No, they took it down. However,
That's why you got a screenshot.
I knew they would, so I got a screenshot of it. I just had to figure out where I put it. Oops. Let's see here.
This is real talk.
Yeah, this is real. This is how podcasting actually works.
Especially being broadcast through a laptop on my lap in my living room under purple light through Discord
Yes.
video chat.
Is it smart and I just put it under Carbitrage? No. Why would I do that?
This
But
is
anyway.
going to surprise all you listeners. This show is totally unscripted.
Entirely. Anyway, so in the Obscure Cars for Sale Facebook group, somebody posted up a picture of the Zagato L car, which is
Yeah.
an electric car made by Zagato. Totally adorable, right?
Mhm.
However, it created such fervor in the group that they actually had to turn off
Commenting?
the comments from it. You know, a bunch of boomers, because somehow boomers join groups and ruin it.
Yeah,
That's
that is
amazing they
true.
can even figure that out.
I have no idea how they find these groups. I think people just add them and then they just add each other. And it just turns into a goddamn nightmare.
They turn into parasites. It's quite.
They
scary.
really do. No, I found it. I found it, and I actually found the car for sale link, which I'm going
Well,
to...
in the meantime, I did put a photo of a
Zagato
Zagato
L
L car
Oh, that's so cute.
on the screen.
I put... Here's a new updated link to the for sale post. see if that one works. Sorry, it's got a whole bunch of breadcrumbs on the URL. I try to clean them up.
Is it the Facebook one?
Yeah, the second one I just added after the sorry this link is
I
dead.
don't know if I'm logged into Facebook on this thing. Hold on.
I mean,
Okay.
you shouldn't have to.
I'm trying.
But basically, it is a Zagato electric vehicle that is for sale for $2,500. And I see it now. And I think that this is the cheapest way to get into the ownership of a Zagato automobile.
Yeah.
Or an EV.
Or an EV for that matter. Yeah, I mean, it's a great deal.
Really, it's just a great deal. It's
There's
called
no
the
reason
Electric
not to.
2000. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great car. Like, I love this.
So why were they mad? Because, like, that's a perfect car that fits the group
Exactly.
to a T.
But, like, a bunch of, like, angry boomers are like, that's not a classic, that's not a collector, that's not a unique, it's just a box. They're just, like, angry about it.
Okay,
I
it
think
is
this
not
is a-
classic cars for sale. It is literally obscure, which means something that's odd or, like...
Yeah,
It's like if somebody had a
exactly.
tuk-tuk for sale in Milwaukee. Like, that should be on there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so this is actually a new for sale post, because the original one was, everything was shut down, and the comments are a lot more wholesome on this one.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, oh yeah, this is the new one, 'cause the new one that I commented on. And actually said, I've always wanted something with Zagato bodywork, and now I can afford it.
I love the little Zagato Milano
Isn't that great?
emblem here.
Like, this is awesome. This is a great looking car, and
Body
Zagato's one
by Zagato.
Zagato is one of those companies where they can make things that sound terrible on paper and make it look really good. Like, let's have like giant plexiglass windows to wrap over the entire roof, and then they'll do that and make it look beautiful. But anyway, I was thinking of other ways to get into the ownership of famous Italian design firms without having to spend a lot of
Oh,
money. 'Cause
dude, just buy a used Coke machine from a Burger King. Those are Body by Pininfarina.
Really?
Yep.
How much are those?
Probably a lot, but if you find one that's broken, but they have giant Pininfarina script on the bottom.
That's really cool.
Or a Cadillac Alante.
So, getting into a Pininfarina, I was looking at Cadillac Alantes, and Cadillac Alantes in like any sort of not on fire condition, they're like $8,000.
Really?
Like, yeah, the 6 people.
Even
that
with
are
the 4.5 liter?
yeah, like the 6 people are into Cadillac Alantes have this like they're delusional about them actually being worth anything. However, I did find out that the cheapest Pininfarina bodywork car I can find is actually a Honda Beat.
I didn't know those were Pininfarina.
Yeah, they are actually. Duncan Classics and Imports, which is like they're basically a used car lot full of cool things. They have for $4,500. They have a really, really terrible.
I was gonna say this thing looks clapped.
It is awful, but it's also $4,500.
Mm.
Right.
It has like no miles on it. It's got 97,000 miles.
Look at those wheels though. Ugh.
Yeah, they're like it's like awful aftermarket wheels and just like a giant rust hole that looks like
Wow! Look at that.
yeah, it's really bad. You see that Bondo next to the bumper? Like it's super bad.
Oh
Like
wow!
this car is terrible. But hey, I mean, if you want a car,
Ron looks better.
yeah, it's true. Ron does look better. If you want a car by Pininfarina and you only have $5,000 to spend, this is probably your best bet because the equivalent Cadillac Alante would be on fire. Which is just
And also
a fact.
an automatic and would have the 4.5 liter at that price point. Wow, this thing is crusty.
Yeah, that car's the worst Honda Beat I've ever seen in my life.
Didn't
No idea how they can get that bad.
didn't Top Rank have a pretty nice one for $5,500 last year?
Yeah, they did, and it was like really irritating because like I wasn't really in a position to buy a car right then just because of space, and now that I'm looking at houses, I'm kind of looking at cars like to buy after I get a house.
What is
And, like,
this
yeah,
shifter?
perfect.
It looks like a conehead dildo.
It does, yeah. However, I will tell you those are the factory seats.
Yeah, oh, I knew that, but
It's got leopard print or zebra print seats from the factory, but so I found actually the best deal. I think this one beats all of them because you can get a Zagato L car, or a Zagato Electric 2000 or whatever it is. You can get that, and it's gonna be like you have to put $10,000 into rebuilding it and modernizing it. You can get this Honda Beat, and it'll be rusted in half and missing buttons. And have a cone head dildo shift knob.
That is definitely by far somebody spent money import that in that condition.
Somebody looked at that in the auction and said, "Yes, this will sell. I can make a profit." No, you can't. But the car I found here for Bertone is actually a Skoda favorite. And it's 600 euros. Now, if you account for the $3,000 worth of import prices, I think you can actually get a half decent car out of this.
It's actually cheaper if you're willing to wait too. It's about $2,400.
Yeah, so I mean, like if you're willing to wait, you can get this. I mean, the paint's kind of oxidized, but that's about it. Otherwise, it looks pretty straight, and it probably smells like week old wiener schnitzel.
There are literally 2 photos of this car.
Yeah, but it's also 600 euro. And it's
fine. I guess you have a point.
It's last serviced in.
What I am noticing is this car apparently has a 136-liter engine, which is very impressive.
So, L obviously means luxury, because clearly this is luxurious. 136 is the model designation, because cars behind the Iron Curtain were made with numerical designations. Kind of how we were talking about before with like chassis codes being confusing. In the Soviet Union, they made it really easy, where you just had to have a numerical designation, and they all made sense. So the 136, like the base model Skoda, the 3 would be like the probably number of cylinders in the engine. The 6 is
6-seater or something. Yeah. I was noticing it only has 105,000 kilometers on it, and also this person's very handicapped because of their parking space.
Yeah, so I mean, this car is like, honestly, I think that you could get this, and maybe by the time you hit $5,000, you could have probably the best Skoda favorite in the United States.
You could probably already do that just by buying this and importing it. I don't think anyone else has brought in.
Jana, what do you think about the Skoda? I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like the headlights, and I like its little face. It's got the little tiny grill.
It reminds me of Johnny 5.
Yeah.
No disassemble.
Also, if you ever want to find, like, Auto Scout 24 apparently is the, like, Craigslist of Europe.
Oh, God. I was used to Le Bon Coin in France.
Yeah, so trust me, I've already been looking for Twingos to bring in. Because that's, like, one of the first things I want to get is the Twingo. So be ready to, like, ruin your life looking at all the cool stuff on here. So, can you think of any other really cheap ways to get into Italian-designed automobiles?
No, I mean, most of it's Giugiaro, because he designed absolutely everything. But, no, I mean, the 2 things that I spouted out right at the beginning of the topic are kind of my main 2. It's like, for whatever reason, it's the Coke machine at Burger King, and also the Olante. But
I'm shocked that the Coke machine.
One more, Volvo 242.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Who's that?
Bertone.
That was Bertone?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and a Fiat X19.
The coupe. Yeah. But that's the thing. Can you get a Fiat X19 for $3,000 in okay condition?
Oh, yeah. It won't run. But none of them do.
Like, okay condition. That's something that Skoda might be the best Bertone product under $10,000.
Because if you're counting import, though, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that was Italian house designed.
Well, I guess if you're
Bertone helped design the new Fiat 500, the 2012 Fiat 500. So in that sense, you could go buy a 2012 Pop for $3,000, and there you go.
Well, technically, by that extent, you can get a Pontiac G6 because the convertible top was designed for a Opel that was designed by Pininfarina.
So let's move on.
Before we all get really depressed,
it's too late.
For $100.
I think the moral of this story is just go buy a Twingo and import it.
Yeah. You can get a.
That's
Twingo
always the answer.
What country is this in?
It's
Germany.
Eastern Europe. Oh, it is Germany. So you know it's been properly maintained then, because Germany doesn't let you drive something.
Euro. It's €100.
Well, it's because it costs money to take a car off road there. So of course it costs money. Anyway, so you remember we I think probably a month ago We talked about the person that did the Cannonball because there's no traffic anymore in that Audi
Yeah.
A8 or whatever, and he
Yeah,
beat
you're
the
arrested.
time of that like really serious dude in that AMG Mercedes that was all vinyled out to look like a Honda Accord. Turns out that there have been 4 subsequent runs after that are all faster than that Mercedes did it in.
My God.
So people have just been pretty much going balls to the walls since the stay-at-home order. But yeah, the 26-hour mark was a really big deal, and I think the Mercedes was the first one to either do it or get really close to it. But yeah, there have been 4 runs since then that are all sub 26 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Ridiculous.
Again,
So
I linked
Whole
that.
different game.
right.
Yeah, I sent you that Twingo, by the way, for $100. It's pretty wonderful. But that's like totally ridiculous. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think these will count. Like, it's just like people saying I did it.
No, but I mean, that's like, oh yeah, like I took money from a bank when everyone died. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yep.
I did it when everyone was there and working.
Yeah, that's like different.
For me, yeah, the record still stands at that Mercedes. I mean, I get it, but it's
Yeah,
I
like,
went against a federal quarantine.
it's like the Guinness Book of Records world's longest slip and slide run, and a guy does it with liquid lard instead of water.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, it's a slip
Yeah,
and slide.
that's exactly it. Like you're gonna have asterisks next to your name for the rest of your life.
Right.
It's like Lance Armstrong. Like he won everything.
Mhm.
May or may not have been on drugs. Like, so
And
yeah,
he may or may not have had one ball.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So
He did only have one.
I mean, it's all about your really the asterisk is the most important thing in the world, because if you have that, it pretty much means nothing. Because it's like the Bugatti EB110 being the world's fastest car, or the Fiat S76 being the world's fastest car. They did it one direction. They couldn't come back and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I do love the EB110. That's still one of my
and
favorites.
I do love the S76, but they aren't technically land speed cars. Look how great this Fiat or this Twingo is.
It
by
actually
the way.
doesn't look that bad.
No,
So
like
cute.
for $100. So I mean,
58 whole horsepower.
that's a 1.2 liter. Oh boy, it's barn
Liberty spec. Oh yes.
burner. So it's for
This
only
thing was
for
murdered
people.
out.
The car's awesome. Doesn't say the year though.
Oh, look at that. 1998. Yes, it does.
Oh, it says 98. Okay. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Why?
it's too new.
Too new. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, by the time you're done doing the paperwork, it'll be
Dude, you could
legal.
store that somewhere. It'd be fine.
Yeah,
We're
somebody
only 3
already
years
just
away,
read
right?
it.
Yeah, 36 months of storage might not be too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, and it's it's just north of Munich and south of Frankfurt. So, I mean, that's not a bad car to get. And the main thing is it's in Germany.
You
Where
can't
it's
have
gonna be-
anything on the road there unless it's perfect. So
Yeah, so that's what I really like about Autoscout 24 is you can just go, I want cars from Germany, so it's going to be a good car, and then
and
go to
left-hand
whatever
drive.
weird- yeah, whatever weirdo European car you want, and you'll get it, and it'll be in wonderful condition.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, Tuve.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tuve. And Shannon, did you have another topic that you wanted to talk about? Can't remember.
No, I kind of, this weekend was a little too much. So
I feel it.
I just
so-
had the Elon Musk thing because that really messed up my brain, and I don't think I'll be the same.
I could tell because of the extremely long pause right when you got into the topic at the beginning.
It's just,
So
I was like,
Elon Musk.
I've just been that way since. I'm just like, wait, is anything real anymore?
I actually watched a 2-hour long, not documentary, but a debate between Neil deGrasse Tyson and some other physicists
Oh man.
about if we live in a simulation. And Neil deGrasse Tyson's first thing he said was, the question isn't do we, but do you want to? And at this point, yeah, I want to, because that means there's a restart button somewhere, and I can just be done with it.
If it was the Matrix, we could hack the Matrix. It'd be great.
Yeah, you just have a restart button, and then we just don't have to deal with anything that's happened in the last 6 months.
Mhm.
so-
Well, yeah. It would just
so
happen
speaking
though.
Speaking of things that have happened by divisibles of 3. Nissan is killing Datsun again.
Wait, Datsun was still around?
Yeah, they brought it back. Carlos Ghosn brought it back in like developing countries.
Of course.
Oh.
And some like they're cool and all. It's just been like a low-cost brand since 2013. It was actually one of Carlos Ghosn's crowning achievements when he was at Nissan. But it also has kind of fizzled out like a bad fart. And also it's Carlos Ghosn, so even if it was successful, they'd probably find a way to can it.
He's in an upright base container somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So they... In India, they were trying to sell 5,000 of these a month, and they sold 1,500 a month.
Ooh.
That is significantly behind expectation.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, so is everything with Nissan. Nothing is selling because they just make trash.
Yeah, if this is anything like a Sentra, like, ugh.
But this is also the 3rd time that Datsun's been killed, because Datsun's so cool they had to kill it 3 times. Datsun was the original name for Nissan pre-war. Ding.
Ding.
Actually, hang on, 4 times, because it was Datsun, and like Datson, like the son of Dot. But then they changed it to Sun, and then they killed that, made that in the Nissan. And then after that, they revived it when they came to America because Nissan wasn't sure if they wanted to come to the American market. They wanted to do like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, they didn't want to damage the brand.
Yeah, so they could like axe it if Yutaka Kamihara like totally screwed up. And it ended up being really successful. So they killed it again to make it into Nissan, and now Datsun was their Indian brand, which is now getting killed yet again. However, I will say the Datsun Go, from the looks of it, looks like one of Nissan's most endearing products.
It looks like a Mirage.
It's cute! Like, that's a cute car.
Sweet!
Like, I'm not unhappy when I see that. When I see that car, it makes me happy. So...
Look at all the factory workers touching him, saying he's such a good boy.
Yeah, I know, everybody's so happy to see him. So it was the 100th Datsun car. They made 100,000 of them, and they canned him. But, you know, they'll probably keep the car going, just not under the Datsun name. And they'll probably sell it in somewhere else.
Oh, you think they're going to keep the tooling? They're not going to sell it off?
No, I doubt it. But even then, if they sell it off, somebody will make the car.
They should sell off the tooling to Zamyad.
Yes.
Yeah, Zamyad's really good at making cars better with age.
And old Nissan designs better.
Yeah, that's true. So this could be like the Zamyad. So this is E24 for the truck. This is probably like maybe a 1-liter engine. So this could be like the Z10.
Yep, Z10.
There
There you go. Zamyad Z10 right there.
Z10. And this would be an adorable little Iranian car.
Perfect.
And like 30 years from now, when we're not unnecessarily angry with Iran, we could just import these and love them the way they should be loved.
Was it Iran that just hit one of their own warships with one of their own missiles?
Yes.
Okay. That wasn't a Zamyad design. That was something else.
Not Zamyad design. Well, also that was a dude that did that. There's like some guys like, I'm a fire missile right here, and they're like, should we? And he goes, yeah.
Damn it, Carl.
So I mean that's on Iran, not Zamyad.
No, yes, Zamyad, we love you. Yes.
That one guy, which is like that dude's so totally fired.
That was a Friday missile.
This is a Friday missile launch, yeah.
Just looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, so it's a bummer that Datsun's gone yet again. But here we are. Whoa, unrelated. If you click on the Japanese nostalgic car banner at the top, there's a new post that Patrick just posted today that I was not aware of. That Yamaha now has kits to crochet Yamaha
Vino. My first scooter was a Vino.
Dude, you could get another one made of yarn and make into a cat toy. This is so cute.
I don't want to crochet, but that's super duper adorable.
You can also, they have a bunch of different kits. If you actually click on it, you can crochet a boat or a generator.
A jet. Oh my god, you're not kidding. You can crochet a freaking generator.
You can do the Vino. You can do a crochet a cat with a little cat butt.
Oh.
Chicago, you can make a Ski-Doo. You can make a piston and a connecting rod that says Yamaha on it, which is actually really cool. You can make that. That stupid motorcycle with the 2 front wheels. Dude, you're getting the wrong angle of it. You gotta get the back angle of the cat, which once you scroll down, you'll see why. This is great. I'm like a big fan of this. This is really funny.
Oh no, Ryan, your Discord camera froze for
Nope,
me.
I'm back.
Okay, good.
Sometimes the camera does that. It's really
Okay,
weird.
That's good. That's fine. Oh god, it has a freaking brown star? Really?
I know, right? I did a brown star. It's hilarious.
That's really, really, really adorable, though.
If you scroll down to the next thing, they also have a piston with a connecting rod and a wrist pin.
There's no way you crochet that. That's gonna just be like a mold.
That's crochet.
How do you crochet that kind of detail? Yamaha?
It's from needle felting.
Oh, needlepoint. Okay. Okay, this makes more sense.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Ryan, we lost you.
Oh, no.
I crashed.
Oh, they showed it right next to the real one. Oh,
Yeah.
So
So
cute.
cute.
This is great. I love this so much.
That makes sense that this is needlepoint. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the best story of the entire week. And it just happened.
Yeah, there you go. You can thank Patrick Strong, who I really think we should have on the podcast at some point, because Patrick is
He's
hilarious.
a great guy.
I'm fine
He's
with
one of
that.
my
So
favorite
funny.
people.
Ryan, are you not in the video?
I don't know what's going on with my thing.
His
It keeps,
camera's off.
Oh.
my camera's coming and going. Can you
Whatever.
hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you just fine.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with this camera. Is this camera just drops out randomly.
It's probably
So-
older than Corey, so.
Oh my god. That's just.
It doesn't say a
weird to think
date
about.
on it.
No, it's
For
not that
production.
old. 720p webcams haven't been around that long.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
No, God, they weren't around in 1997. No. So I'm just
Look.
leaving this up long enough to hopefully get this as the episode thumbnail.
yeah.
The brown star.
The cat riding some wheels with this brown star, just proud as ever. But can we talk about that generator? Like, really?
Dude, that's like the most Japanese thing I can think of. Is you have a crochet generator.
And that one's actually crocheted, too.
Like that's actually very well crocheted.
Plot twist, it's actually a carrying case for the Yamaha generator.
If you actually read
Adorable.
Patrick's articles, if you're ever taking an extended poop, he's a very funny writer.
I don't know how to read, but
Yeah,
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, he's a very funny writer for when you're taking an extended poop. Nothing against his writing. It's just when I have time to read is when I'm taking an extended poop.
Why we need to
He's
buy
a normal. He's a wonderful writer under all circumstances. So, yeah, I really want that to be a carrying case for that generator now. That'd be perfect.
Yep.
That'd be really, really, really funny. But yeah, no, Japan's got really weird obsessions. Not all of them perverted. Like, I followed this guy on Instagram. His name's BE_Koro, CORO. And his whole thing is that he does train photography. Like, he just really, really likes public transit photography. And he just takes photos of trains. And
That's
they're
adorable.
really, really, really good. Like, actually awesome, like, motorsport quality photos of trains. And he just posts that on his Instagram. So, yeah, there you go. That's my Instagram shout out for, like, the episode. It's BE_Koro.
I just want to briefly touch on, I had the Twitch chat open, but it was in a different tab because I had the screen share going the whole time. We did have one comment. I just recently started driving and I heard that cars in 2021 will be very cheap, specifically 2020 models, because of the car market being down due to Corona. Thoughts?
Because of the car what?
Because of coronavirus.
Okay.
Basically, in 2021, they'll be trying to get rid of 2020 stock and cars. Yeah, I mean, I think the stuff that was made before they could ramp down the factory production, absolutely, that stuff's it's cheap now and it will be cheap then. I think what's really going to do it more than that, though, because factories can react pretty quickly these days, will be lower interest rates. Because, I mean, the Fed sets a rate, and then mortgages kind of trail that by a few months, and then cars trail that even further. So you're probably going to be best off buying a car late 2020, early 2021. But yeah, as the next model year comes out, the 2020 stuff, if you see it on a lot, I'd say you probably do pretty well on it, especially as, you know, things will take a long time to ramp back up correctly after the pandemic.
That's a very, very good point to make.
Plus the salespeople are desperate too.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, they so are.
Buying a car.
I remember hearing Corey's story on this 124.
I'm not sure how long you've been following us, Fluffy Pickle, but yeah, I'm a really big proponent for like actually being really like nice to your salesperson, because salespeople are really just they're not out to get you. There's so many other ways to rip somebody off than being a car salesman. Like, being a car salesman is, I have no idea why somebody would want to do that, but some people are just really good at it. And that's a very, very difficult industry to be in, especially right now. I would say, I think, like a 2021 model, or a 2020 model, really late one, you know, buying that late 2021, once everything's ramped up again, would be a really good time to buy another car. And especially, I think the cars that are gonna be the cheapest are not gonna be your normal crossovers. It's gonna be more like your Mirages, your FRSs, your WRXs, stuff like that, where it's more of a specialized market where you can't really sell an old lady on that car, where it's made for a specific person, the niche market.
I oddly think fleet vehicles are going to be doing the best of any of these, because rental companies are still going. People are still renting cars. But yeah, I think that's a good point.
Hertz is like ready to jump off a cliff, though.
Everything is slow, but I mean, car sales are still slower than fleet sales right now. So I mean, you got to look at companies that are going bankrupt right now and like what type of vehicle they buy, and like that's going to be the kind of stuff you're going to be able to get real cheap pretty soon.
So
because the market's just going to be flooded. Yeah, I mean,
Nissan,
don't buy a Nissan, but yes.
Nissan will pay you to buy one of their cars at this point, because they just need the sales to like justify existing at this point. Because I have no idea how Nissan's going to move forward, because Nissan was already like taking like L after L after L, and then coronavirus hit, and now it's just like, now the rafters have come off of the ceiling, so they can't even hang themselves. Like, what do you do at this point? So, like,
the flames have weakened the joists too much, so I can't even take this belt around my neck.
Yeah, it's just like, well, shit. Now what can I do? Like,
you're saying he's looking to potentially upgrade next year, but he currently has a 2009 Camry XLE hand-me-down. And
honestly, it's not a bad
Ryan's
car.
name is Ryan. Oh, dude, yeah, that thing's probably a 2AZ or a 2GR. Those engines are both good. Just change the fluid in the automatic transmission once, and you're good. That thing will probably outlast you.
If it's got the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, those have a tendency to have the water pumps come apart and like wreck the engine block. So make sure your water pump and all your cooling system is in good condition too. That's the only other major failure point on that generation of Camry.
But even still, like this is a
like
Toyota thing. So like, that's as bad as it gets, and it's not that big a deal. The 2AZ's been in production for like 15 years, so they have ironed out a lot of it. But yeah, I think that's a chain motor, isn't it?
Yes, it is a chain engine. That's why
is the water pump driven off of that, or is it driven off the belts?
You know, I can't remember. When I was working at Good Karma, we just had one that came through and had that issue. I looked it up, and apparently that was like the main killer of that car. And it's like they're happening at like 150, 200,000 miles, so it's like whatever.
I'm checking it out.
Some of these things will kill a car too.
Genuinely curious. It's belt driven.
Yeah. It's belt driven.
Yep.
Okay.
So I mean, if that's the case, just even if it's a 2.4, just drive it, and if you ever see the alternator light or the temperature gauge move, then obviously get it in immediately. But yeah, I think Ryan's point, preventatively changing the water pump is a good idea either way.
And yeah, there's nothing worth buying that Nissan makes, because nobody can afford a GTR right now. And even then,
an old product at that
car
point
is
too, so
old as shit.
That is something that's older than Corey. There you go.
I actually saw a GTR for sale on Facebook Marketplace with rust on it.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Like,
Did it
This
also
car
have
is so
Blizzaks
old.
and like 20-inch steelies on it?
I didn't bother looking because it's a GTR. I couldn't give a shit. But it's just like I saw it had rust on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I actually kind of like that.
Like
I
this
would
is hilarious.
Much rather
Like,
be
this car is-
seen in that than a
Like
clean
this
one.
car was put in production when we graduated high school. Like that's how old that car is at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nissan needs to like design like anything, just
Jada.
any car. They need something fresh, like because I saw a Nissan today with a bunch of Nismo stuff on it, and I couldn't tell what it was. It was a Nissan something or other. I felt like I should be excited, but I couldn't be because I didn't know what I was looking at because it's just a generic Nissan.
Sorry, I'm distracted by a cat.
Yeah.
You're back to your cap.
She jumped. Spilled a little bit of beer. Okay, it's fine.
I'm almost done with this can of beer.
Well, it's fine.
wonderful.
We have to go between episodes soon.
That is true.
GTR or Supra, any year. What are you gonna choose? An older one. That's tough. I would take a
Any
GTR.
year? He said any year. So,
Yeah.
1973 Kenmurray Skyline is my all-time favorite vehicle ever made. So there's that. However, I have very, very soft spot for the 85 Celica Supra. So.
Yeah, but be honest, you're gonna take a GTR over it.
Oh yeah. All things being the same, if I could get either one for free, yeah, GTR any day.
I think I would take an R33, a late R33 GTR over any Supra.
That's fair. That's really fair. Because like the Mark IV. So I was actually talking to Ben from Japanese Nostalgia Car about this, and I showed him there's like the world's cleanest Mark II Supra that's sold on Bring a Trailer, and it was sold for like $20,000, and I said, "Wow." I said, "I'm really happy to see that my dream car is still affordable." And he goes, "I'm sorry," like jokingly, like, "I'm sorry that you say that." I'm like, no, really, like, that is actually affordable, like $24,000 for the world's greatest Mark II Supra. I said,
For the world's greatest
Mark
anything,
IV
if you can spend that little money, that's great.
yeah, and I said to him, I said, if a Mark IV Supra was for sale in this equivalent condition, how much would that be? $100,000 all day long. And I said, can you tell me that a Mark IV Supra is 4 times better than a Mark II Supra? I'm like, twice? Probably true.
Probably,
4
but
times better? No way.
but you
No
also
way
have to
on
factor in like the Mark V Supra at that point too.
Oh, that was a good meow.
Oh.
She
That was
meows
a
a
really
ton.
good meow.
Fluffy, you do have one more question. We will actually touch on that on the next episode. We're
Yeah,
happy to field
let's
your
leave that for
questions.
the next episode because that's
So-
gonna be a really long one. We're gonna start our next episode here probably about 5-10 minutes or
Yep.
so. We just have to update our podcast notes because we do actually update this and put it on Spotify and everything. But stay tuned, Fluffy Pickle. We will get back to that question because I'm actually really interested.
Yeah,
These
it's a
are
good question.
questions that you're
So
asking.
we'll definitely answer it and anything else you've got to field.
So-
But
Let's make that actually. I'm gonna make that the first question. German.
we can talk about that when the podcast is done, so we don't irritate the actual audio listeners too much. Sorry for the late episode, guys. We will drop this whenever I can get it edited and uploaded, but we'll be going back to the regular Sunday release schedule every week. So
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
oh, that's
Anyway,
Sorry.
Fluffy Pickle, stay tuned because we will answer that.
yeah. Anyone that's
very
on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna keep the stream going, but we'll be back for the next episode in about 5 minutes. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so did you want to